I see that a couple of you guys are here. Let me turn my sound down. And if you are here and you can say hey, that'd be great. Sorry that my video was backward. And so, anyways, I am going to be working on converting a Lara Bar. Do you guys like Lara Bars? They're so good to me. But I'm going to turn a box into a junk journal cover. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And next hour I will probably be making the signatures. Not sure if my video is being weird or what, but let me know if there's any problem on your end. If I'm like jumping or my video, I mean, not me. I'm not jumping. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So I'm just trying to get everything nice and straight and let people trickle in. Welcome everybody. Welcome in. If you would like to say hey, pop that in the chat. And I'd love to see where who's here and what. Oh goodness, who's here and what state you're watching from, or country even. And while you're doing that, I am just going to get my camera straight. And one thing I do want to know, if you guys aren't going to be too shy, one thing I do want to know is, can you hear my air conditioning behind me? And is it like weirdly loud or anything like that? So last week I worked with a macaroni and cheese box and ended up making this, which is going to go into the shop, but I'll show you inside. And so it's really super cute. It's got a lot of pages ready for you to journal in, and yeah, and so there are 3 signatures, all removable, and that way you can add your own. You can keep the cover and add your own signatures later when you run out of places to journal in these ones. And so this one will be in the Etsy shop this week, probably by Friday, and we are going to take some time to create one made out of the Lara Bar box. And so, oops, did I do this backward? Maybe I did. Anyways, let's actually put it on the front, or maybe it is like this. I am not sure, but I'm sure that it doesn't really matter at this point since there's no writing in it or anything. It's all ready for anyone to just simply, I might be on the wrong side here. The problem is that I didn't want to glue any of this down, because sometimes even through satin glue you can see, you know, blobs of glue and things like that. So, okay, so this one was supposed to be the front. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is it right here. So anyways, now that I've fumbled around with this for ever, there we go, and we are going to just stop adjusting this because it's just too much. Also, what I ended up doing is adding all of these to elastic, and then I covered the elastic. I threaded buttons on and then covered the elastic also with all of these really cool buttons. So anyway, we're going to do kind of the same thing with this Lara Bar box. And so welcome in, welcome in. Love to see it when you're here. Say hey if you want. If not, you can just watch me mess around with trash. That's kind of what I do. One of my favorite things to do is to repurpose stuff. So if I can figure out how to repurpose, it's a huge victory for me. So the first thing I need to do is to cut off all of these edges because we don't need them. Can you guys hear my air conditioner, and is it like loud or something? Because I don't mind turning it off if that's the case. I would love to hear that because I want you guys all to be able to stay for the video, but if that's part of the issue, let me know. But it's like, I don't know, I guess it's only 85 here today. I don't know. Yeah, 88. But it can get real hot in our house. So I like to try to keep the air consistently on so that everything just stays cool. Alright. So there's that. Because these are such thin cardboard, we need to create some reinforcement here. So I'm actually going to put this part on the inside, and I'm going to put the reinforcement parts here, here, and here, and they're going to be cut a little bit smaller than this size, and I'll show you why a little bit later. So this should probably be 5 by 5. Let me just make sure this is right. Oh no, 5 by, I don't know, 5.5. So let's go ahead and do it down here. Oh, okay. Here, let me shut that off, and you can let me know if that's better. Okay, is that better? Okay, so there's 5.5. Okay, I can probably cut just right down here. All right. Thanks, Suze. Yay! Hi, Melissa. Melissa. How's everybody doing today? Is it hot where you are? I feel like I did something wrong here. I feel like this is slightly off, and I don't know why that is. Oh, 4.5. Okay. That's all right. I have a whole lot left over. Hello. It's hot for Oregon. What's the temp for Oregon? And are you guys? Oh, okay. That's fine. Thank you, Suze. I appreciate that. It's been surprisingly not very hot here. It gets pretty hot during, what's happening here? During summer. Okay, 84. All right, so if you guys don't know me, I know some of you do and some of you don't. My name's Christy. I'm with Junk Journal Boss. Food Box says yes, me too. I'm Christy with Junk Journal Boss, and I am creating a junk journal cover with this Lara Bar box, and I did it last week with a macaroni and cheese box, and so that was pretty fun. And this week I'm doing it with a Lara Bar box, which I think will be really cute. One of my favorite things is to do trash to treasure stuff. I mean, I create paper and you know, digital. There we go. Yeah, that one's super short. I create digital paper. And I sell those in my Etsy shop as and I design alongside my son Ezra, this way, who is actually moving in this week, so that's why he's not around. I mean, he should probably be here, I don't know, about an hour and a half, I guess. But he won't be on the stream this time. 4 Celsius, oh, 40 degrees. Are you in Canada or Australia, Suze? A Dolly Parton biscuit box. I don't know what that is. Oh, nice, Melissa. That's awesome. That's awesome. We used to do that too, Ezra and I, years ago, because we used to live right around the corner from not the Orange County Fair, but the, God, what is that called? It was held at Paris, California Fairgrounds, and we used to do that quite a bit, but I don't know, they've sort of pared down the whole fair, and it just ended up not being any fun anymore, so we just kind of quit. But we used to do like jams and cakes and art and all kinds of different things, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty cool, you know, for the kids to get prizes like that. So let's see. Let's see if I've got one of these that can just work. I mean, I think this would probably work. Let me just cut it down just a little teeny bit. New Zealand. Well, welcome, Suze, from New Zealand. Anybody else in a different country? I'm in United States, as you probably already know, because I'm all like, dude, nah, just kidding, I'm not. I do say that, and if you were around me for any amount of time, you would probably be called dude. some point. So, but, you know, I live in Southern California. That's always just been a term we've used, whether you're a girl or a guy, you know, or whatever gender that you are, you're always dude. Oh, okay. Oh, how cute. She's such a cute lady, Dolly Parton, right? Yeah, post a picture in Discord. I'd love to see. Because I have not heard of that. But then again, I have not been to the store in, like, probably since, like, regularly since before COVID. I think even before that. Yeah, why not, Melissa? Does anybody else here have, yeah, she's a sweet lady. Does anyone else have boxes that they use? Does anyone else like to use their old boxes to make stuff? It's always kind of been my thing to, you know, make things out of like cardboard and stuff that people wouldn't really know was cardboard. Oh, Melissa, you're funny. I mean, yeah, though. I get it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I do too. I started out, when I started doing junk journals, I started out buying like the thick cardboard and stuff, chipboard, because that's how I learned to, you know, to make a junk journal cover from Monique. And, you know, but I have really, really a lot of cardboard around my house because of Amazon, Amazon deliveries and such. And so there's that. So I have kind of a surprise today, guys. And I am going to actually use something I made this morning. And this is something that we saw in at the retreat. Oh, right. Yeah, for sure. Oh, awesome. You guys are on top of it. So I don't know if you remember, any of you guys, from the retreat where Desiree made, she made, let's see, paper with freezer paper and napkins. And so I made a few things, but, and they're really cute and everything. Oh, that's really cool, Suze. I love that idea. Love it, love it. So I knocked out a few of these. I really like this one so much. Ooh, it needs another iron though. And this one. And this one is really pretty. I think that's my favorite one. Which napkin? This one? Or this is actually tissue paper. So this one, I don't know where I got that. This one is Dollar Tree. This one is Dollar Tree. I love this design. And then also this one is some, I think it's probably Dollar Tree. Gosh, this is not doing justice to these colors at all. Hold on, let me change my color a little bit and then see if I can, yeah, Dollar Tree, for sure. Let me know if that looks a little bit better. I'm gonna look around at some other things. I think I like this. Yeah, I agree. Melissa, that'd be super fun to do in the Patreon. That would be really fun. The Patreon group. Okay, so my little surprise is that I am going to cover this with this paper. And so I'm only going to need a small piece of it. And kind of being fumbly here. All right. I like to make sure I've got at least an inch on each side, maybe more, just because stuff happens. Yeah, let's do it. All right. I think I can hop over here again. Okay, good. All right. Welcome, Elaine. You've used all kinds of boxes for journals and copper for the face of the book. Wow. Can you tell me more about that? That sounds really interesting. I think I'm going to draw a line just to make stuff easy here. I'm going to skip using the blade here. I don't know if my blade is I've been using the same one for a while, so I don't know if it would rip this or not. So anyhow, this is a really great way to use your designs that you have for tissue paper. I buy a lot of tissue paper, and it's not because I like to gift wrap. It's because I like the designs. And yeah, I want to know what this is about with the copper. So let's see. Really doesn't matter if it's a perfect square. Actually, let me do this. Melissa, you do so many things I have never heard of. You have some really cool stuff on your Facebook page that I think is really interesting. I'm kind of wondering if people would be interested in learning how to do bead tassels for their junk journals, because I have a bunch of that stuff, and I really enjoy doing beading, but I don't really have any opportunity to do it right now, since this is actually what I do now, but I used to do jewelry and stuff. Let's just put this down, make sure it's nice and yes to the bead tassels. I feel like we're gonna need to do that, like in the Patreon group, for our our Mondays. We're going to need to use those days to actually fill up our stash, because for me what happens inevitably is that I have to take all these different things out of my stash so that I can make something complete. But the problem with that is that I end up with a huge mess. So it'd probably be way better just to kind of do a whole bunch of covers, a whole bunch of cereal box covers or whatever, at the same time, so that you're doing the same motions, kind of like assembly line. Yeah, I think that would be a great idea. That would give us some focus, because sometimes I just hop on and I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, and that's fine. But I think that more people would enjoy that, you know, if I had like some kind of a consistent process or whatever. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you do a lot of interesting things, Melissa. Does anyone else do any other crafts aside from junk journal? And do you incorporate it in? I love to hear what other people do. Oops, I'm gonna pin out here. So I spent the morning in meetings cleaning out all of my glue caps, because I have so much glue and I keep buying it because my caps get all clogged up. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Actually, what got me thinking about it was that I bought this Barely Art and it didn't really clog up a whole lot, you know. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Maybe we maybe we do some kind of a poll. I don't know if you can create a poll in there, if you wouldn't mind, you know, like throwing out some ideas to see what people might like. Anyway, I know this isn't your job, so you don't have to do it, but if you want to, that'd be really cool. That'd be rad. No. No, it wasn't like a work meeting. It was a different kind of meeting, but yeah, it was a meeting that I had to listen, you know, so I was doing stuff. So when I do these covers, I usually will kind of make a score right there with my thumbnail. What would people like to learn how to make? Well, I mean, just what if we just did like, you know, we could do tags, but I think everybody does tags. I think we should actually do, I always forget what these are called, but I know you'll know. One of you guys will know. But those fabric roll-ups that you sew together, and you can do fabric and paper. Sharon from Mad Paper Crush showed us how to do it a couple years ago. Yeah, I love calligraphy. I love the way it looks. I'm not good at it, and I don't do the right kind, you know? Because you know how there's a fake kind and a real kind? I do the fake one. Yeah, you definitely can learn how to incorporate that, Suze, because you know, there's always like little signs and stuff. Like here's a project I just did. This is what I was working on today, but you know, if you don't have, you know, you can make things like this, but with your own hand, you know. Little signs kind of make projects a little more enchanting. Fabric snippet rolls is correct. So we could do snippet rolls. We could do those. Remember what I did with the gel, the edges of the gel prints. We could do master boards. We can do all kinds of different stuff. So, does anyone else have any ideas of what they might want to learn? And if you're not in the Patreon, that's okay. You can join, and in order to be part of the Monday mass make days, you just join for $2 a month. We'll do it every Monday. So this looks really cool. Oh, cool. Very cool. Very cool, Suze. All right, so I need a paper for the inside, and I can do one of these if I want to, but I don't know. I'm not looking to make things perfect, but I do have a couple of like these kinds of pages where they're just like leftover strips. Yeah, Suze, that was probably Sharon from Mad Paper Crush. It does look like fabric, doesn't it? That's what's so cool about it. I love it. Oh, we probably could do these too. You know, just mass make, you know, pull out all of our pretty tissue paper and napkins and whatever. And just kind of go with it. So I'm just going to find something to put inside of here. I think this one looks okay. Oh, it might not even be big enough though. I kind of like it to come out that much. If I need to, I guess, maybe. The other option is I can use an 8.5 by 14 piece of cardboard, but I just really hesitate to do that because too much bulk makes it really look weird. So this is what I want it to look like. Probably need to use something to crease this better. I might need like 27 more burnishing tools because I keep losing them. Let's just do it this way. And also, oh, nope, that one won't work either. So also I could use bone folders, which I have a bunch of them. Cover topper ideas for different themes. Okay, so hi Sandy, welcome. So would you mean something like what to put on the front, like a nice, you know, something 3D? Is that what you mean? Because that's a pretty cool idea. I've been thinking about this for a long time, creating, oh, hang on one second, I think this is, oh, you know what? That is so funny because, oops, because I have some. These actually aren't gift cards, these are actually annual passports. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you're writing these things down, Melissa, and you 100% don't need to. All right, so Ezra says he won't be here for another hour and a half, so yeah. Yeah, you can always find a fingernail, yeah. So I really only need a teeny little bit of paper, so maybe I put the teeny little piece of paper right here in the middle though. Okay, yeah, that would be cool if you could, because I'm not really writing anything down, but you can add Sandy's cover topper ideas for different themes. And then, you know, the sooner I have all of the stuff written down, you know, the sooner I can pull something together really quickly. So that's cool. Thanks for your help, everybody. Okay, so I can put this here and this here, and then I'll put one in the center here. There's always a way. Always a way. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for all the new watchers. You want to say hey? I'd love to address you by name and say hello. For those of you guys that don't know me, I'm Christy with Junk Journal Boss. This is a family-owned business. My son Ezra and I run it together. At this time, Ezra is not working for some personal reasons, but he will be back, and yeah, so that's how that is. And let's see. I often mention my Patreon group, which any of you guys can join for free, but if you want to be involved in our weekly Monday live streams, which I think are going to be like mass making sessions, like say maybe we would make a whole bunch of covers with you know, with food boxes, so you just save all your food boxes, and then we would just, you know, mass make a bunch of covers for ourselves, for our stash. Yeah, so we're just kind of looking at that. You don't have to, again, you don't have to pay to join Patreon at all. You can just go there, and you know, every month I usually will you know, drop something free for everyone in the group. But for the paid people, which, you know, are in the tiers, and they're only like $2, $5, and $10 tiers, you can come into my Discord group, our Discord community group, and we do stuff there together too. I think the kneaded paper is called mamagami. I don't know what that is, you guys. But you know, I'm always willing to learn. Okay, so this happens. I want this to be able to open up flat, but there's always these little issues. And oh, forgot this. So to flatten out the glue, to me mine never come out perfect. I don't know if you guys know a way to make sure, you know, that everything lays flat. That would be really cool. But for now, this is how I know how to do it, and I'm usually just okay with a little bit of buckling, but that's only because I have to. If I knew a way that I didn't do that at all, then I would share that with you guys instead. Okay. Oh! Okay, I backed up a little bit. I know what you're talking about. Is it Suze or Susie? Because I don't want to call you the wrong name, but I also don't want to call you the wrong name. Okay. So the if it's mamagami that you guys are talking about, I learned how to do that with the hand cream. I actually used conditioner, like hair conditioner, but I would assume that probably hand cream maybe works a little better. But let me see if I can just maybe not. But I did that when I was making masterboards a while ago, and I want the exact same size paper. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, always feel free to correct me, you guys, if I say your names wrong, because it's pretty inevitable that I will do that. Gosh, I remember when nobody ever used their regular name, you know? Everybody was like something, you know, just like nondescript, you know? Way back when the we all started getting onto, you know, onto the internet in chat rooms and stuff like that. It was a wild, wild west back then. If I can have a nickname, I will. So, yeah. It's more fun. Having a nickname is more fun. Yeah. Melissa says, because if you used your real name, they would stalk you and find you and kill you, or at least that's what we were told. 100%. 100%. So funny. Anymore, I mean, our information is just out there, you know. I'd love to think that, you know, my information wasn't out there anywhere, but it just is. Okay, so just giving y'all a heads up of what's going to happen next. I will be stopping this stream in about 20 minutes, and then I'll be heading over to Twitch to finish or to continue to work on this project. So if you like this and you're interested in seeing more, please come on over to Twitch. If you want to, if you would like to chat, you'll need an account. But if you just want to watch, that's okay. You can just go over there and just watch. And I'm at twitch.tv/junkjournalboss. And so that's where I'll be in about 20 minutes. So, all right, so there we go. And now I want to figure out what kind of binding I want to do. Yeah, for sure. Melissa says, I mean, they suggested you not use your name and your email address. Now everyone's email address is in their name. So this is the one I did the other day. Was it earlier this week? I don't know. But what I ended up doing here, you can't really see it very well, but I ended up putting some eyelets and then covering them. I mean, okay, eyelets, and then I used, oh, this is funny that I did it this way. I guess I just didn't catch that part in there. Anyway, I put eyelets to put the elastic thread through, and then so here's what that looks like in here, and then I covered it all with a bunch of buttons, and I think it looks really pretty cool. Yeah, I do still use a gamer tag though, and it's not because I don't want anybody, you know, on Fortnite to know my real name. I don't really care about that, but you know, everybody's name is something, you know. I wish I could say, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I wish I could say that that the names were all pretty cute, but they're not. A lot of them are just, you know, the game just gives people the name, you know, like I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of any. I can think of some of the clever ones that I've seen, but they're not always appropriate. Yeah, yeah, it does add some strength. I do think that hot gluing these down is a better idea, but because it's, you know, it offers a thicker blob of glue. So, yeah, but I just have a lot of buttons that I would like to use, so I'm wondering if I have a lot of these colors. I know I have like Christmas red and like some kind of green that isn't necessarily like a pine green, but I don't know if that would work, and I don't want to buy any more buttons. So anyway, I'll have to decide what I want to do. A lot of times what I do is just maybe wrap elastic thread around, and that way I can take the signatures out easily. Okay, so I'm just not real sure what I'm going to do next. I think what I could do is sew the signatures in, and I don't really need to have anything but just the I'm sorry, I'm kind of thinking at the same time as I'm talking. Now I completely forgot what I was saying. Anyway, I think I'm going to sew them in. So I'll demonstrate, you know, creating a signature. I'm sure you guys already know this, but if there's anyone here that doesn't know, oh, that's a nice idea, Melissa. I'll go ahead and do a 3 hole pamphlet stitch, which is really just the easiest thing to do. So at this point, I am going to make those about a 1/2 inch off and then put one in the center. And this will just be my guide for every time I want to sew in a signature. Go. There it is. So I usually do this from the inside out, and that does present sort of a problem on this side, but I usually just go with my thumb and just kind of, because what's going to end up happening is there's going to be thread coming out of those anyhow, so not a problem. If you guys would like to know where to find me, I'm mostly on Patreon, and you can find me at what is it? Patreon.com/Junk Journal Boss. I'm actually Junk Journal Boss everywhere, so you know, there's that. All right. So I'll go ahead and just make the holes for 3 signatures. That's kind of my go-to number. work on the rest. And I want to think ahead to what kind of closure I want to make here, or I want to use. Yeah, Fortnite, I'm cup of noodles. Couple noodles, I don't know. I think there's like a underscore and then 5-6. So okay. By the way, if there's anyone out there that plays Fortnite, hit me up. Well, I mean, I guess Junk Journal Boss wouldn't strike fear into the heart of your Fortnite opponent. Well, I mean, Cup of Noodles doesn't probably either, but they probably think I'm a little kid. And I'm like, haha. So, anyway. Oh, gosh. Okay, so. Depending on how thick this is, you know, it might try to bend your cover, but all in all, it's pretty simple. I've always liked food names, and so I always wanted to name like a dog Waffles, and I just never have because I just keep forgetting to do that. But I don't think we have any food names for our cats right now, but we do have Xbox, one of our cats. Does anybody have any weird names for their Sandy? Yeah. Terrifying. Does anybody have any weird names for their animals? Let me see if I can do something. Let's see. Maybe I'll use some of these, maybe, for like the cover of each of the signatures. Oh, yeah, I've always loved that name Waffles, and I just haven't been able to remember to pull it out of my name storage, future name storage for my animals. Okay, so this is about 5 3/4, and so what I want to do is I want them not to, well, I just want them to sit like this, you know, like this one does. So it needs to be, you know, 5 3/4 this way. Oh, that's funny. My first chickens were Lucy and Ethel, so there's that. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to look for is just to create these about 10 inches wide, and by 5 7/8, so maybe 5, yeah, maybe 5 1/2. Oh my gosh, that is so funny, Sandy. Oh my gosh. Stevie kicks. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. guys are funny. Oh my gosh, that's funny. You guys are funny. So I think I'm going to make this 5.5 tall and just go with this. And for those of you interested, in about 7 minutes I'm going to hop off here and I'm going to hop over to my Twitch, and I'll do, you know, I'll continue live streaming on this particular journal. Lucy and Desi, that's very cute. Alright, so I think this will be where my this is a little bit skinny for this. Oh, you guys, that's unfortunate. Don't score this. Don't score your tissue paper thing on the outside. It eats it right up. Okay. That's all right. I don't know if anybody else here is in Southern California, but down in San Diego, we used to go to this hotel called Bahia, and let's see, I think I'll just make it whimsical, as always. And they had two old seals there, and they were George and Gracie. Super cute. They were like old blind seals, or sea. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I got that wrong. I think, oh, sea lions maybe. Yeah, that could be. That could be it. Oh, Do Re Mi. Oh my goodness, Ramona and Beezus. I used to love, love, love those books when I was young. Okay, let's see. Let me just do a quick roll call. This is like, you know, me being curious. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but what generation are you? Just kind of curious to know, like, what, you know, what generations, you know, I'm pretty sure that, like, Gen X is probably my regular audience, but I'm just curious if there are any millennials. Probably there are, and if there are any Gen Zers here. Oh, that's cool. I know, dude, right? Melissa? Hardcore Gen X. That is absolutely me as well. It's so funny how they say, like, we just don't, Sandy, that we just, I don't know, they say, like, we're super chill, you know? And I guess that's true. Two baby boomers. You know, my husband was, like, just at the cutoff of baby boomers. Well, welcome, Rita. Baby boomers are welcome. Silent generation. So is that like, oh, you guys know a lot more about this than I do. What is the silent generation and what's the Boomer Jones subset? I'm really interested in knowing these things. You guys are teaching me things. Oh, all right. Oh, Jones. Yeah. Yeah, Todd's a little bit more like that too, but not too much, you know. I never heard of the Jones generation. What is that? Somebody explain before I hop off of here. If not, come over to Twitch and explain. All right, so if you guys want to follow me over to Twitch, it's this, twitch.tv/JunkJournalBoss. And I should be there in just a couple of minutes, so don't leave if I'm not immediately there, because sometimes I have to go to the bathroom or something. Gotcha. Okay. 1954 to 65. Okay. Interesting. All right, everybody, I'm gonna hop over to Twitch and I will see you guys in a moment. I hope you guys come over. Even if you don't want to have an account, you can still go there and still watch. For now, though, I'll see you guys. Thanks for being here, everyone.